Wrap it up on Sports Bit, Pauly and Teddy. Here we go, deep dive, things we look for with the notes preseason week number 2 when we go through the local reports. Let's start in Cleveland, Teddy, with Austin Davis. He's got the concussion.
Yeah, and basically the point of today's deep dive is to break down exactly what the betting markets are focusing on. We've talked a lot about the theory. Here's how you put that theory into practice. So let's start in Cleveland. How's this number going to move? This number is going to move based on the status of Austin Davis. Right now, it does not look like Davis is going to go for the Browns. And you say, well, who cares about Austin Davis? Who's Austin Davis? Austin Davis is a capable backup quarterback for Cleveland. Now, their offensive line is lousy. Their wide receiving core is lousy. If you have a capable quarterback, you have a chance to move the football. If you don't have a capable quarterback, and if Davis is out with that concussion, and remember, Cleveland's offense stopped once Davis left the game in week 1, well, now we're talking about Cody Kessler. And Kessler, let's call it what it was. He was god-awful last week. Hugh Jackson's quote, he'll learn from it and grow from it. He probably will. That being said, I don't know that's going to happen overnight. I don't know that's going to come this week. The Davis injury status will affect the point spread. Pay attention during the day on Thursday to see exactly what his status is going to be. If he's out, we're likely to see Atlanta money, and perhaps a lot of Atlanta money between now.
Geno Smith followed Fitzpatrick last week, and Bryce Petty played the final 5 series. How much playing time for Hackenberg with the Jets?
Early indications are probably that Hackenberg's going to get too much playing time to actually bet on the Jets. He has not had a good camp. All the reports about Christian Hackenberg, they like his attitude, they like his mentality. They say he's a bright kid. They say he's got all the physicals. The intangibles aren't there yet. The throws aren't getting there yet. It has not been a particularly good camp for Hackenberg. He didn't play at all in week 1. So we're expected to see ample time for Christian Hackenberg to get on the field in week 2. And that also could mean that we're not going to see much Bryce Petty. And Petty's been a pretty good preseason quarterback for the Jets. So I was wondering, the first indication, looking at that Redskin-Jets line, why are the Skins laying the hook? Washington didn't do much on offense last week, but that hook is based on the fact that Christian Hackenberg is likely to get extended playing time in the second half of this ballgame. And it's also worth noting, we talked about it a little bit earlier in the show. Clean football can be enough to cover a point spread in August. The Redskins last week, they gained 234 total yards at only 4 yards per play. They had 14 penalties for 123 yards. So basically, they had almost twice. They had less than twice as many yards. They did penalty yards in that contest. Jay Gruden's been saying that he expects to have a much cleaner game this week. That's why we're seeing the hook on the 3 for Washington in a lot of sports.
Miami and the Cowboys. Gase pissed off at the starters. They struggled in the first game. I don't want any part of Tannehill. But can Dak Prescott do it again?
And that's a good question. And Prescott, I rewatched it. He really looked good against L.A., although we'll talk about the Rams in just a minute. Some of that may have to do with what L.A. was doing on the defensive side of the football. They had some confusion with their signals in that contest and their play calling. A lot of confusion that make Dak Prescott look good. This is the bottom line. If you think Prescott can do it again, you got to be betting on Dallas. If you don't, well, let's put it this way. I don't either. But it's definitely worth noting that Gase wasn't happy with that Dolphins offense. And I like those coaches' quotes that are saying, I wasn't happy with this unit. I want to see this type of improvement with this unit this week. That's what Adam Gase is telling us in week 2 against the Cowboys.
Chiefs in Los Angeles to take on the Rams. Rams with another home game. Sean Mannion, the preseason player of the week in week 1. Do the Rams want to win again? And, Keenum gets the start. I think he'll be the guy Monday night, week 1, when they open up in San Francisco. But what's wrong with the offense, though? The Cowboys went right down the field for touchdowns on their first 2 drives, and there was even a holding penalty on 3rd down.
Yeah, I mean, when you see a team in the preseason overcoming a 3rd down holding penalty and scoring with back-to-back touchdown drives with a rookie quarterback getting his first look at an NFL defense, you start saying, all right, we got to figure out what's going on here. Why did this happen? All right, so Alex Ogletree, the Rams middle linebacker, said the defense was misaligned at time against the Cowboys. He's expecting improvement this week against the Chiefs. Now, Ogletree's the defensive signal caller. he took responsibility for the misalignments. Quote, "It definitely falls on me. I talked to the guy, showed them the pictures, showed them what we're supposed to be doing. They definitely listen to what I say, and they take pride in what they do too." So there were screw-ups last week, and you want to have those screw-ups in the preseason. That's not unusual to see those type of screw-ups in the preseason. You'd much rather have the defenses misaligned in August than in September. You're supposed to be working these things out, but that is not something I look to be an ongoing problem for LA. I would expect their defense to play much better in week 2 than it did in week 1. Also worth noting, Jared Goff practiced throughout the week. He's shown no ill effects from the shoulder soreness that caused him to get pulled against Dallas. Goff is likely to take some first-string snaps against the Chiefs. I don't know that that's a good sign, but Case Keenum, in his first try as a first-stringer, going against first-string offenses. He's played in 4 previous preseasons. He's never played in the first half in any of those preseasons. He's like, it's definitely different. That's the first time in a first preseason game that I haven't played in the second half. That being said, when he left the game, his team was down by multiple scores, so I'm not sure that you did anything right, Case Keenum, but good for you. You're playing in the first half of a preseason game. Won't last long. Goff will be starting this team in fairly short order.
Well, I hope not. I think that'd be a bad move. They had a winning record in there last year when Keenum started, and you at least want to win some games your first year in Los Angeles. 49ers and the Broncos. Defensive coordinator Wade Phillips had to answer a lot of questions from people about did he overdo it blitzing the Bears quarterbacks, and he got ticked off and even went to Twitter.
Yeah, he sure did. So Phillips is taking heat because Denver was supposedly blitzing too much against Chicago. And one thing that we didn't talk about in our preseason how-to is you want the coaches that blitz on defense, and Denver will continue to send 4 or 5 rushers. But he had a little Twitter rant where he's going, look, 5 of the Broncos sacks were on 4-man rushes. The other 2 sacks were on 5-man rushes. None of the sacks were on actual blitz. And of course, he's trying to explain the difference between a blitz and a dog. Quote, "Funny how experts don't know a blitz, 6 rushers, 5 cover eligible receivers, from a dog, 5 rushers, 6 cover eligible. There are also pseudo blitz and dog schemes," Phillips wrote. In other words, yeah, he's taking criticism. I don't expect Denver to blitz any less this week. They're going to put pressure on opposing quarterbacks.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey, SportsBit viewers, I don't know if you've been listening to us and coming to our shows, but I'm now officially positive I'm out of the abyss. Mike Brenner got a bad break yesterday, still wound up making a couple unit or almost a unit yesterday. We're I don't know.
Hey, if we're not going backwards, we're going forwards,
We're feeling it. So tune into today's show, Thursday, August 16th. That's all I can say.
That's right, and come on over to our house.